Today we have in our office Mr. Adeyi, and he's been our client for how long?
That's 5 months.
He's been our client for 5 months, and I'd like him to tell his story, how he met us, what his prior experiences were, and what his current experience is. So Mr. Adeyi, say hello to our fans on YouTube.
Hello guys, good afternoon here in Nigeria. I would say first thanks Christopher for getting me into this. Experience so far for the past 5 months has been wonderful. Before the solar panel, I used to have an inverter system in the house. The first one I got in 2012, barely 2 years after it went off. We thought it was battery, we replaced battery, but the panel itself got burnt. So bought another inverter system. But the experience also is, after a while, you still have issues. Now, I needed to move up to something that is more sustainable, and I saw your contact online, and it's been service par excellence. That is the word I use, service par excellence. The speed of your response for me, it's super. If only I could get other companies, food companies, to do what you are doing, then we'll be far ahead of the curve in terms of what we're doing. 5 months of using solar panel, like you always say, is sunshine. Sunshine, it's been sunshine in every word of it. I live in a 3-bedroom apartment. I basically run things in the basics, like I call it basic. Don't go over ambition. And having the solar panel has always surpassed whatever I've done. I'm careful, too careful. Myself and my wife are too careful in terms of using equipment, coming from my experience with the first inverter system. But this one is everyday surprise. The kids always go to bed having their fan on. I can't even imagine my daughter saying, no, okay, the fan will always go, even when she has to sneeze in the morning or whatever, she always puts on the fan. And my wife, the queen of the house, she's the one that always makes sure our fan is on while I will be running away from the fan. So it's been interesting. For me, I think the joy of it all is I have my DSTV on all through the night with the updates and everything is happening while I'm sleeping. And if I wake up in the middle of the night, I just want to sneak out of the room, I just put it on without waiting for it to boot. It's on narrate.
So it's on 24/7?
On 24/7. So out of the house, in the house, it's on.
You have internet too in the house? Right?
Yes, the internet is always on. Except when I'm leaving the house on my own, I can switch it off. But sometimes I leave it and it's every day on, and so it's interesting because it gives me that latitude to be able to bring in new things in terms of security into the house and have it recording while I'm not there and being able to access it from afar. So it's been 5 months of bliss, like you said. Bliss, that's the word I use.
I remember there was a day you put on the generator so you could use your food blender or your food processor or something.
Yes, part of this big conservative about things, my wife didn't believe, neither did I believe that, okay, we could power this thing on you. I said, no, we have to find out from Christopher to say, is it really possible? Can we go ahead and do it? And so we were chatting, you all said, oh, you can do it. I said, okay, do it, let's try. So gradually she's getting used to, okay, put on the fruit extractor, put on the blender, stuff like that. I know after that talk, there was a time she had to tap me up in the office and say, I want to now run the blender. What do I? I said, no, go ahead. He said you can do it. You can do it on this. So what are you talking about? And I think one part that I am so careful about is we have this meter, this Voltronic meter.
There's a Victron battery monitor.
Okay. And so I'm so careful about that monitor. I always have to check that it doesn't hit 50. One day he told me not to get myself worked up about it. It's just there. The real thing I should care about is the inverter itself beeping when it does that. I've never experienced the inverter beeping because I'm always careful about the monitor. So
the battery monitor is like a fuel gauge. It's like a gas gauge.
Yes.
So he never lets it get up to half tank. When it gets to half tank, it starts expanding.
Sure.
And basically that's what it is. You get to half tank, 50%.
I want to really get
it back full.
Yes, because my experience is I don't want any of this thing to get impacted. I want it sustained, and so I want to do everything to ensure that it's really working top notch. So, and that each time you want to give you confidence, don't worry, you're not there, you're not on the threshold yet. And so it's really interesting.
So this was my experience when I first got on solar. Every day, every hour, I was checking to see what was going on.
Okay.
And I'm sure at the beginning you're always looking at that.
Yes, right? The whole of it.
It was driving you crazy.
I was
right?
like, there was a night I didn't sleep. There was a night the monitor was on about 68, and I knew I didn't sleep all through the night because my mind was just on it that the freezer was running, and I could imagine
and I told you had to leave the freezer on.
Yes, you said so. You said so.
So I
was somewhat in the middle of panic to say, okay, sleep and panic a bit. I knew I woke up. I had to go and check the meter to say. I saw it was actually moving off 68. We went down to 62. That was just about 1 a.m. I was wondering when will this alarm go off. And after that morning, you said, did you sleep well? I said, no, I didn't sleep well because I was busy thinking about this thing. I said, no, you shouldn't bother about it. That when you hear the alarm, then you know you've gone down. We never had any alarm except for the electronic, the monitor. That you said, no, all you need to do is check it when it's gone through the cycle and you sync it. So this is new learning for me. Each day is new learning. And the experience is in small world super.
So was it last week or the week before your wife sent me a message she wanted to do laundry?
Yes.
Was that the first time or you done laundry before?
No, she's been doing laundry, but the issue was because we only, we didn't have light, we didn't have power for a while, right. And so she was really concerned to say, can I still pressure this system? We didn't have power, we've not done any power check on it. So then he told her, no, if the sun is up, she can do it. And I just saw the chat, I just read that, I just kept quiet, I was busy with what I was doing in the office. I said, okay, fine, it's okay. As long as there's sun, like you always say, when there's sunshine, we should go smile and do the laundry. It's already rather interesting.
So you have a very small system, relatively. Actually, you have our smallest system.
Sure.
So it's a 2.5 kilowatt Schneider SW.
Yeah.
And you have 6
partners now.
You have 8 US batteries,
yes.
The T105 equivalent, and you have 6 250 watt panels.
Yeah.
Now, when you first did this, I told you to plan that you're going to add additional panels.
Absolutely.
Because you need net that you have to charge your batteries. The panels alone were not sufficient.
Sure.
So, you've lived with it for 5 months. And I know your mindset has changed because now you're used to having power all the time.
Sure.
Can you picture not having power? And the thought of not having power, what does that do to you?
It's like planning to go back to that old place where it's not. I don't want to imagine it. Not just for me, but for my kids who come home. They know there will always be power. The TVs will run. Everything is on, and if you tell them there's no light, they will ask questions. What has gone wrong with the panels? What is wrong? What is really? They have questions for everything. So I will be on the side of providing answers to say this is why it's not working. This is why we are going to have to go back to this. So I can't imagine this taxing to actually be there to answer the question of those kids. They say why? I have to say okay, this is why it is. This is why it's not that. So I don't want to go there. Yeah.
So in 5 months, how many times have you not had power?
Wow, 5 months.
Since with the solar, have you had a day you didn't have any?
No, from the solar panel. No,
so you've always had power.
We've always had power.
Even when it's cloudy, when it rains.
We've always had power.
February and March were difficult months for solar for us.
We've always had power. For me, even now that it's raining, this morning it came up. So the time I was going to leave home, it was already over 400 in terms of charge. Then it became cloudy. I couldn't see what is happening, but we have as at the time I left home, we were still on 82 in terms of the monitor.
82%.
Worst case scenario, all things being okay, still be on 70 by the time it gets home. So
it's raining right now. My system is beeping because my batteries are not charged.
Yeah.
So it's like I was explaining to you,
yes.
We push our systems in ways we won't let you push yours.
I know.
And the reason we do that is if you have a conversation with us and tell us this is what's happening, we can forcefully defend, telling you that this is what you're doing because we are experiencing it on a regular basis. So, what would you tell someone who is sitting on the fence? And let's go back. Ladi and I were having a discussion earlier, and he gets an allowance for power. and he was going to spend 2.5 million naira for a generator. And in his mind, that it would cost him another 2.5 million naira to buy it for the year. The system you bought cost you
almost 3 million.
Almost 3 million naira, and he has power 24/7.
Yeah, and that's for several years to come.
And the only maintenance you've done is what?
I just check the battery water and just clean it.
So how much the water cost you?
That my wife bought a bottle for I think about 600 naira.
So he spends, since he paid his 3 million naira, he's only spent 600
naira
for
battery top. That's what we thought.
Bro, that's too much money.
No,
it was 600 naira.
It's concentration. It's concentration. It's concentration. I was saying, when we started off, when you propose the cost of each of this equipment, I looked at it and I told myself, look, it's best to buy the bullets once. Buy the bullets, get the right equipment in. Don't even go for anything that is not worth it. And let it really sweat it out. Sweat out the equipment for as long as you want to use it. And with the kind of equipment, that recommendation I got from you, I'm happy so far. I'm so happy about it. I know I'll still be happy 5 years to come. Whatever needs to be changed with the battery, but the rest will still be fine.
So our initial installation was not very good. Remember, the charge controller wouldn't come on.
Yes. Okay.
So we did the installation for Mr. Dei, and his charge controller wouldn't come on. And rather than process the warranty, we purchased a new one.
Yeah.
And there was nothing wrong with the charge controller.
Yeah, he told me.
I'm actually using it.
You told me. He said.
There was a
link, I think it was a link or something.
The label was wrong.
Oh.
So the positive was where the negative should be. Negative was where the positive.
Because I got back home, you've replaced. I got back home and it was up and running. My wife told me it was already running. I said, wow, this is good. And when we started chatting, he said, you know what, Diko, don't worry. It's a cost out there. Then he chatted me and said, don't worry, I think it's fine. I'll use it because it's a good one. And I was really surprised. I said, okay, good. For me, that was really super. Like I've said earlier, if there's a word to call it, your customer service or speed of response, and then your ability to go call the hub to ensure that I'm happy, I'm satisfied, is one thing I've not seen from others. Like I told you, I had a guy who installed something that I was using before, but I can't call that as customer service because I know how long I have to run after him to come say, come check the system. I know how easy it is. Just put a word on the group chat and response come immediately. You say, if you are not the one, and usually it's you responding, and then Sam, then Kid. It's like everybody's on, then Anastasia, everybody's on it to say, can you try this out? No, Kid will say, no, go through this step. And there was a time my wife was talking about, I was not home, she saw equalization due. And after I said, no madam, no problem. There's a link here we share with you.
I made a video.
Yes. Absolutely. So we picked the video. After another month, I was out also, and she saw that pop up. I said, just play the same video and go around through it. And she did, and it was fine. And so for me, it's being proactive, which is what you do. You already think it through to say, this might happen, or you have this as things you can lash on, watch, and help yourself without really calling anybody. And it's really impressive.
Well, one of the things we do to our customers is, if our customers are not talking to us, we panic.
Yeah,
so
you always say that you will say, I remember there was this time I said, you guys are quiet, what's been happening? I said, no, we are good. If we have an issue, we are shouted on it. I said no. So it's been, I think, 5 months blissfully good. So no complaint. Every day we learn anew, and each time we learn is, you always told us, this is what's supposed to happen. Just do it this way. For me, it's great. It's great. If there's anything I actually want to spend money to get quality like I'm getting right now. There's a conversation around the kind of car people buy. And I remember we had this chat about Racer,
the Racer,
and the Mercedes Benz. And true to it, you still see the Benz, but you don't see the Benz.
It doesn't exist.
So if you spend money for quality, you will get it, you enjoy it, and you still see it for while longer than any other thing you're buying. So that's the part I enjoy working with your team.
And this is the last part. So when we did the installation, we usually would give you what you're getting, but what you actually see is not what you got. What you saw was more than what you expected because you sent pictures to your brother in South Africa.
Yes.
So could you relate that experience?
Yeah, okay. My brother called and said, okay, now you've installed, what does it look like? And so I took a shot. I actually did it because I sent it and it was really cute. He said, really? Wow, what's happening? And every day is a question, how are you guys enjoying it? What's the really thing? Then that made him start thinking, you know what, though we have power, but there's certain time in the year where they actually really, yeah, so he was saying, look, I think I need to install this thing in the house. So one of the few things is just wanting to, he's told me he needs to raise money and install it before winter. Now they're in winter in South Africa. He's not gotten it there, but he needs something for the next winter to have it in place. And he's thinking of solar panels. For me, power is expensive in South Africa. And each time we talk, he said, I'll install that on your inverter system, your solar panel and everything. I'll put it in the house by the time you come back for the next season.
Awesome. So what would you like to tell our fans, our customers, and people who are sitting on the fence?
I think one thing I must say is there are a lot of people who sell solar panel systems, solar solution like they call it. Don't just jump at anything. Look out for the work that's been done, the customer service, the equipment used, and check the track record. It will be expensive, but when you put your money where your mouth is, you get value for it. I'm for value for money, and with this team, I'm getting much more than I paid in terms of money. I can say I know how much I've paid, I'm enjoying it, but you get much more value for the money when you actually work with Atlantic Waste Power System.
Yes. AWPS in Nigeria, Atlantic Waste and Power in New Jersey. Mr. Day, thank you for coming into the shop today.
Thanks so much.
It's always I'm not kidding, I enjoy the conversations we have on WhatsApp.
Great.
We have every customer with their own dedicated WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And we always harass them. Why aren't you talking to us? What's going with the system? Yeah. It's cloudy today, this is what you're going to expect.
Yes, sure.
So, and then we also have an email group he belongs to.
Sure.
And we do the same thing on email group. So
Absolutely.
Please, if you have any questions, post them, we'll be happy to answer. We'll even forward it to Mr. Day for you to answer if you want me to answer your questions.
I'll be very, very happy to answer questions.
Thank you for watching. Sorry it's a little bit long, but it's very informative. Thanks, Anastasia.
Thank you. Bye.